Glad to have you on board to Somalia's premier #1 station for news and updates, Dalsan TV. Thank you for joining us from Somalia's administrative center, Mogadishu. I'm your presenter, Abdulrahman Yusuf. Tonight we have a lot in store for you, but kindly have a look at some of our top stories. Somali army destroys Al-Shabaab bases in Bakol region. Puntland State Court overturns Parliament's term extension vote. Former Somali presidential envoy assumes office at IGAD's deputy executive secretary. Turkey's justice minister announces inquest into officers after fatal crash involving Somali president's son. Glad to have you back. Now let's delve into our full bulletin. The Somali armed forces destroyed Al-Shabaab army camps on Sunday during a military operations in the Wajid district of the Bakol region. The operation occurred in villages of Duri and others where the group had gathered in the last several days. Somali armed forces destroyed Al-Shabaab army camp on Sunday during a military operation in Wajid district in the Bakol region. The operation occurred in the villages of Dure and other areas where the group had gathered in the last several days. The commander of the 260th Military Unit, Onkod Muallim Aden, and Wajid District Commissioner Muhammad Muallim Yusuf, informed state-run media that the troops had been successful in driving the terrorists out of the area. They also promised the army will shortly begin a large-scale offensive in the Bakol region. The commissioner stressed that the locals are now ready to participate in the Southwest State's second operation phase against Al-Shabaab. As the governments get ready for the second phase of the offensive against the outlawed group, the Somali National Army, backed by local clan militias and supported by international partners, has increased operations against Al-Shabaab in the Hiran region and throughout the Horn of Africa nation. The goal is to take control of the area the militias still hold. Somalia President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has declared an all-out war with Al-Shabaab, which has resulted in the killing and surrender of many of the group's operatives in central and southern Somalia. The Puntland State Legislature's decision to extend its term by 1 year has been rejected by the state's constitutional court, potentially clearing the way for January's presidential and legislative elections. The Garowe court ruled on Sunday that the MP's vote last week was meaningless and ordered the new House election be held within the time frame specified by the Constitution. The Puntland State Legislature's decision to extend its term by 1 year has been rejected by the state's constitutional court, potentially clearing the way for January's presidential and legislative elections. The Garowe court ruled on Sunday that the MP's vote last week was meaningless and ordered the new House election be held within the time frame specified by the Constitution. The State Attorney General filed a lawsuit against the lawmakers' decision, which resulted in the verdict. The verdict follows a suit filed by the State Attorney General challenging the lawmakers' decision. This motion, which aimed to extend Dennis' term for a year, came shortly after he abandoned his pursuit of one person, one vote electoral formula. This formula will have allowed the eastern state to hold elections in February. The election disagreements in Puntland have continued for the past year and eventually escalated into physical confrontations. In June of the current year, more than 30 individuals lost their lives as a result of the state parliamentary vote to modify the constitution to permit one person, one vote system. The opposing party vehemently opposed the ruling, arguing that there was inadequate time to adequately prepare for the elections across the entire state. Now crossing over to IGAD, where the former president of Hirshabelle State officially assumed his new role at the Intergovernmental Authority on Development IGAD Secretariat on Monday. Mohamed Abdiware was appointed on Saturday as the Deputy Executive Secretary General of the Intergovernmental Authority on Development. He formerly served as Hirshabelle State President and Presidential Envoy. Former President of the Hirshabelle State has on Monday officially assumed his new role at the Intergovernmental Authority on Development Secretariat. Mohamed Abdiware was appointed on Saturday as the Deputy Executive Secretary General of the Intergovernmental Authority on Development. Wares confirmed his assumption of duties in a statement carried on his X handle, saying he looks forward to the region surmounting the challenges plaguing it. Several federal, state and state-level officials have lauded this appointment as a significant milestone for the Horn of Africa nation. Minister of Information, Culture and Tourism of the federal government of Somalia, Daoud Owais, who confirmed the appointment, said that it is a significant development and a milestone for Somalia to elevate the country's name in the region and international stage. Mohammed expressed his gratitude to the President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud for playing a critical role in his appointment and bestowing trust on him. Until recently, Abdi served as a presidential special envoy in charge of stabilization and protection of civil affairs. The actions of police officers after Mohammed Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, the son of the Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, was involved in a fatal traffic accident in Istanbul are subjected to a thorough judicial investigation, as announced by Turkish Justice Minister Yilmaz Turik. Yunus Emre Gosa, a motorcycle courier, died in collision. On November 30th, in the vicinity of Istanbul's Eurasia Tunnel, Gosa's motorcycle was rear-ended by a Somalia consular car driven by Mohammed. The actions of the police officers after Mohammed Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, the son of the Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, was involved in a fatal traffic accident in Istanbul are subjected to a thorough judicial investigation, as Turkish Justice Minister Yilmaz Turik. Yunus Emre Gosa, a motorcycle carrier, died in the collision. On November 30th, in the vicinity of Istanbul's Eurasia Tunnel, Gosa's motorcycle was rear-ended by a Somali consular car driven by Mohammed. The 38-year individual was using the designated safety lane when the accident occurred. He was critically injured in the crash and died in the hospital after a 6-day struggle. In his statement, Minister Tang stressed the importance of legal equality and the need for exhaustive investigation process. When it was revealed that Mohamud left Turkey on 2nd December, not long after the accident, the level of public interest in the case grew. He departed before Turkish authorities issued an arrest warrant and announced a ban on foreign travel, which sparked a public uproar in Istanbul. An expert forensic traffic report that stressed Mohamud was at primary fault is a crucial component of the investigation. The report excluded environmental factors such as the cause and described the clear weather and road conditions. Mohamud allegations that Gosa abruptly braked and turned without signaling were refuted by the report as well. On camera, Gosa could be seen to slow down gradually and obey the traffic rules, but Mohamud was unable to keep a safe following distance. Lovely viewers, that's all we have prepared for you tonight from our desk here in Mogadishu. I wish to thank my team that made this news edition a success, and you are lovely viewer wherever you're watching us from. Always be blessed and kindly stay put for more stories in our subsequent bulletins. Kindly like to our news stories and subscribe to our channel. God bless you.